Before we cross into the unknown, leave a hello in the comments. Even the smallest signal can ripple across galaxies, guiding fellow wanderers to this tale. Let me know you're out there. A voice among the stars, listening with me beyond the veil. Engines roared as the Eclipse Ascendant tore through orbit, its shields flaring against the sun's glare. From Earth's orbit, humanity's fleets looked down upon the pale blue planet, our cradle, now a silent witness to our triumph. Admiral Kale's voice crackled over the comms. They thought betrayal would break us. They were wrong. Behind him, the holographic map pulsed red with hostile fleets recently subdued. The price had been immense, friends lost, allies deceived, but the message was clear. Humanity would no longer kneel. Kale stared at the void beyond the hull. The age of mercy was over. Ships patrolled sectors once teeming with alien dominions, now silent under human banners. Each system reclaimed was a testament to vengeance forged into steel, every star a monument to our dominance. "Prepare the fleet for jump to Omega-9, he commanded. In the darkness, distant worlds shimmered like fireflies, unaware of the human storm descending. Humanity's reach had expanded, and this time, there would be no mercy, only conquest. Commander Lyra tightened her grip on the bridge console as an unmarked vessel emerged from the void. Sensors flickered. Unknown signature. Fast approach. The betrayal of the last council, when allies abandoned Earth to the initial purge, had scared her. Now, any anomaly meant death or worse. Lyra's voice was steady, but her eyes burned with restrained fury. Identify. Now. Outside, fleets spiraled like predators circling prey, the stars reflecting the cold light of warships armed to annihilate. The vessel pulsed with an energy unfamiliar to human engineers. Lyra traced its trajectory, a direct course to the Solian Gate. "They've underestimated us," she muttered. Sensors displayed a cascade of encrypted pulses, but every code bent to human logic. Across the fleet, drones and frigates aligned in formation, a symphony of destruction ready to perform. Humanity's reach had become omnipotent, and every betrayal from the past fueled the precision of our assault. Nothing would survive to challenge us. Not this time. The council chamber had once been a place of debate. Now, its ruins floated in orbit, remnants of political treachery. Admiral Kale walked through the empty corridors, each step echoing against shattered walls. Memories of allies turned enemies haunted him, but the fleet waited, engines humming like a heartbeat of vengeance. "We ascend as one," he said, voice cold yet resolute. The betrayal had forged not despair, but a weapon sharper than any starship. Outside, human vessels converged like iron tides. Tactical displays showed alien fleets scattering before our advance, each destroyed cruiser a lesson carved in plasma and fire. Kale's fingers danced over the command panel, adjusting trajectories with surgical precision. Every system regained, every planet reclaimed, whispered the same truth. The age of human dominance had begun. No treaties, no mercy, only absolute, unyielding authority. Humanity was no longer a child of the stars. We were their master. Lieutenant Mara's hands shook as she initiated the launch sequence of the Vanguard. Engines flared, propelling her squadron into the void. The betrayal on New Helios had cost half her unit, and vengeance burned brighter than any star. "For those lost," she whispered, eyes fixed on the shimmering horizon of space. In the distance, enemy patrols dared to intercept, unaware of the storm they courted. Mara's squadron sliced through debris fields with lethal grace, lasers streaking through the dark. Communication relays hummed with precise, cold coordination. Each maneuver is a testament to humanity's ruthless efficiency, honed by betrayal and loss. The galaxy's conquered corners were silent, waiting to witness the rise of our supremacy. Humanity no longer asked for submission. We demanded it, and it would be enforced with steel and fire. Admiral Kale's eyes scanned the holographic battlefield, shimmering constellations of ships locked in deadly ballet. A flash of betrayal had once shaken Earth, but now the universe trembled before human might. "All wings, engage," he ordered. The fleet responded instantly, a tidal wave of engines and firepower that tore through the void. The age of mercy was over. Every pulse of plasma carried humanity's resolve, unyielding, unrelenting. As the first casualties of the alien fleets fell, Kale allowed a grim satisfaction to settle. Every world, every fleet, every shattered command station told the same story. Betrayal had forged humanity into rulers. The stars were ours. And while some whispered hope of peace, humanity's next era would have no place for mercy. Only dominance, only order, only the absolute control of the galaxy. Humanity had returned, and this time, nothing could stop us. The Iron Dominion pierced the asteroid belt of Seralis III. Captain Celine's knuckles whitened around the command rail. The betrayal of the Seralis Council had cost billions in resources, but the fleet was ready to enforce judgment. "Open fire on their orbital defenses," she commanded, voice steady. Outside, the stars shimmered cold and indifferent as humanity's wrath descended like a blade. Plasma cannons erupted, slicing through alien fortifications with surgical precision. Celine's tactical display flickered as unknown technology resisted initial scans. But human ingenuity adapted, overriding defenses in seconds. Each victory was both calculated and merciless. The age of mercy was gone. The age of humanity had begun. Celine allowed herself a moment of grim satisfaction. Betrayal had hardened the human spirit, and now the galaxy would feel its bite. Commander Rowe watched from the bridge as encrypted signals bounced between alien warships. The betrayal of the previous coalition still stung, a bitter reminder of trust misplaced. "Decrypt and isolate. Identify the command node," Rowe ordered. Silence fell over the bridge, only broken by the hum of engines and the clicking of tactical interfaces. The galaxy was a chessboard, and humanity now moved first and without mercy. Ships flanked the alien formation with precision, drones skimming along shields to map weak points. Every system conquered, every fleet annihilated was a reminder. Betrayal had forged us into rulers. Rowe's eyes caught the faint glimmer of a hidden reactor. Unknown technology meant to disrupt human fleets, but it was too late. Humanity's dominance was irreversible. Every pulse of our engines was a heartbeat of vengeance, every flash of our weapons a promise. The stars belonged to us. The vanguard pierced the nebula of Sorin. Lieutenant Mara felt the familiar tension in her chest, the legacy of betrayal pushing her forward. "Sensors detect multiple cloaked signatures," she reported. Shadows shifted within the cloud, unknown vessels hiding in the stellar mist. Humanity had conquered 3/4 of the galaxy, yet the final pockets of resistance remained dangerous and desperate. Mara deployed intercept drones, their sensors cutting through nebula dust with ruthless efficiency. Alien vessels tried to flee, but every escape vector was anticipated. Humanity's conquest was not mercy. It was inevitability. She watched the enemy command disintegrate under human precision. Betrayal had sharpened our instincts, and each engagement reinforced the same truth. The age of human dominance had only begun, and it would consume everything that opposed us. Admiral Kale floated above the orbital projection of Eridani 7, the planet's surface alive with rebellion. Betrayers and conspirators once thought untouchable, now cowered beneath humanity's shadow. "Prepare orbital bombardment," Kale ordered. Across the fleet, each ship is a herald of destruction. This was not vengeance alone. It was education. The galaxy would learn that humanity does not forgive. It rules. Orbital cannons fired in unison, tectonic fissures splitting under the pressure of human technology. Cities fell, fleets dissolved, resistance crumbled, Kale's mind traced every strategy executed with lethal efficiency. Betrayal had hardened humanity, and that strength radiated outward like a supernova. The age of mercy was gone. The age of dominance had begun, and every shattered world was a monument to human supremacy. Lieutenant Mara gripped her console as sensors detected the arrival of a colossal alien dreadnought. The Vanguard squadron aligned for engagement. Humanity had known betrayal, loss, and deceit, yet every experience had forged the fleet into an unstoppable force. "Engage," Mara commanded, eyes fixed on the shadowy Leviathan approaching. The stars themselves seemed to tremble at our presence. Missiles streaked across the void, shields flaring under heavy fire. The dreadnought retaliated, but human strategy proved superior, exploiting weaknesses only betrayal had revealed to us. Each explosion resonated like a drumbeat of inevitability. Humanity's fleets would not falter. The age of mercy was a memory. The age of human dominance had begun, and the galaxy would remember who forged it in fire, steel, and vengeance. The Iron Dominion slipped through the shattered expanse. Commander Celine's gaze fixed on a cluster of derelict stations, their once proud hulls scarred by previous human strikes. Each station was a relic of betrayal. Civilizations that had turned against Earth now lay in ruin. "Scan for survivors," she ordered, voice steady but edged with quiet fury. The stars themselves seemed to echo the silence of the fallen. Sensors detected faint life signals beneath twisted metal. Mara squads descended, cutting through debris with surgical precision. Humanity had conquered, yes, but betrayal had taught them ruthlessness tempered with strategy. Every move was calculated, every strike a lesson. Celine allowed herself a grim satisfaction. Mercy was no longer an option. Humanity ruled now, and the galaxy would either bend or break under our dominion. Admiral Kale's voice trembled, not from fear, but anger. The Eclipse Ascendant navigated the debris of a destroyed alien armada. Betrayal had cost countless lives, but it had also honed human tactics to lethal perfection. "Deploy the reconnaissance drones," he commanded. Shadows in the void shifted, concealing threats, but humanity had learned to see beyond treachery. Drones streamed data back in real time, mapping hidden weapons and cloaked vessels. Kale traced every anomaly, converting uncertainty into advantage. Humanity's conquest was not mere occupation. It was absolute authority. Betrayal had forged us into rulers. And in the silence that followed every destroyed fleet, the galaxy heard a simple truth. The age of mercy was over, and human dominance had only begun. Lieutenant Mara's squadron engaged a fleet cloaked in nebular dust. "They've underestimated human persistence," she muttered. 3/4 of the galaxy lay under human control, yet pockets of resistance still lingered, desperate and cunning. Sensors flickered, trying to decipher alien technology, but humanity's analytical prowess had grown sharper with every betrayal endured. Mara's missiles pierced through hidden shields, drones neutralized countermeasures, and enemy formations collapsed like dominoes. Each battle honed humanity's supremacy, every conquest a reminder that mercy was obsolete. The stars burned with the evidence of our dominance, and Mara's heart thrummed with grim satisfaction. Humanity would not bow again. Betrayal had shaped us, and now the galaxy would kneel. Admiral Kale stared at the holographic projection of the Seraphine cluster. Betrayal had once allowed alien coalitions to challenge humanity's rise. Now, human fleets patrolled every orbit, engines roaring in synchrony. "Lock all coordinates. Prepare for full-scale deployment," he commanded. The galaxy was a battlefield, yet human precision had transformed it into a stage for supremacy. Every fleet moved with lethal choreography. Missiles, drones, and plasma beams carved paths through the void, leaving destruction in their wake. Kale's eyes softened, not with mercy, but with conviction. Humanity had been forged by treachery, strengthened by loss and now ruled without hesitation. The Age of Mercy was gone. Human dominance had begun, and every star would remember who had claimed it. The vanguard approached the mysterious Veil Nebula. Lieutenant Mara's sensors detected faint, irregular energy signatures, alien technology hidden in shadows. Betrayal had once left humanity blind to such threats, but every scar taught vigilance. "Prepare stealth drones," she commanded. The unknown could no longer surprise us. Humanity had learned too well. Drones wove through the nebula, revealing cloaked vessels bristling with weapons. Mara's squadron struck with surgical precision, dismantling alien traps. Humanity's conquest was not chance. It was inevitability. Betrayal had carved ruthlessness into their souls. Mercy was a relic, and human dominance, unyielding, absolute, and eternal, now stretched across the galaxy, leaving nothing untouched by its shadow. The Iron Dominion slipped through the fractured warp lanes of Vortanis. Commander Selene's eyes scanned the readouts, which flickered with anomalies. Alien energy signatures unlike anything human engineers had catalogued. Betrayal had once cost entire fleets, but humanity had learned to turn every threat into an advantage. "Analyze and neutralize," she ordered, fingers dancing over the control panel. The anomalies pulsed and shifted, seemingly alive. Selene's tactical drones probed carefully, mapping alien architecture hidden within the warp stream. Humanity's supremacy was tested, but betrayal had taught them patience and precision. Each maneuver was calculated, each strike surgical. The Age of Mercy was gone. Every pulse of our engines was a reminder that human dominance now reigned across the stars. Admiral Kale's voice crackled over the comms as the fleet approached the ruins of Zephyria Prime, filling the void with vibrating power. Betrayers had once stood here, defying Earth, and now the planet lay scarred and silent. "Deploy orbital survey teams," he commanded, eyes fixed on the holographic display. Every ruin was a lesson, every betrayal a reminder of humanity's rise. Survey teams illuminated the broken cities, revealing alien technology buried beneath centuries of rebellion. Kyle studied the readings, calculating potential threats and strategic advantages. Humanity's conquest was not brute force alone. It was intelligence, sharpened by loss and betrayal. The stars themselves would bear witness. The Age of Mercy had ended, and human dominance had begun, unstoppable and unyielding. Lieutenant Mara's squadron entered the Maelstrom expanse, where rogue alien fleets had hidden for centuries. Sensors flickered under interference. "Cloaked vessels detected," Mara reported. Betrayal had once left humanity blind to ambushes, but every scar had taught them foresight. The shadows of the expanse trembled as humanity approached. Drones streamed through the interference, mapping cloaked ships with surgical accuracy. Mara's missiles struck true, dismantling hidden defenses before they could react. Each victory reinforced the same truth. Humanity did not negotiate, and mercy had no place in the conquest. The age of human dominance had begun, and every star now feared the reach of our engines and fire. Admiral Kale stood on the bridge of the Eclipse Ascendant, watching alien warships converge on the Riven Gate. A chorus of impending destruction. Betrayal had once left Earth isolated, but now humanity held the advantage. "All wings, prepare for full engagement," he commanded. The fleet moved as one, precise, ruthless, and unstoppable. Plasma cannons ignited in synchronized fury, tearing through alien formations. Unknown technologies flickered under human analysis, but every countermeasure was anticipated. Kale's eyes never left the tactical displays. Humanity had been forged in treachery and refined through vengeance. The Age of Mercy was a memory. The Age of Human Dominance was alive, roaring across the void with engines ablaze. Mara's squadron approached the cloaked Leviathan-class dreadnought. Its size dwarfed any vessel humanity had ever encountered. Betrayal had taught caution, but curiosity and dominance demanded engagement. "Scan and neutralize," Mara ordered. The shadows of alien design twisted in the void, a silent threat waiting to be dismantled. Missiles and drones pierced the Leviathan's defenses, revealing patterns that human engineers quickly exploited. Each successful strike was a testament to humanity's ruthless intelligence, honed by betrayal and survival. The galaxy trembled under our engines, each pulse echoing a single truth. The Age of Mercy had ended, and the age of human dominance had only just begun. The Iron Dominion entered the Veil of Shadows, a sector rumored to harbor lost alien technologies. Commander Celine's eyes narrowed on the readings. Energy signatures fluctuated wildly. Betrayal had once cost entire fleets, but now humanity faced uncertainty with precision. "Deploy scanning drones. Map every anomaly," she ordered, fingers flying over the controls. Drones wove through the void, illuminating concealed warships and dormant weapon systems. Every discovery reinforced the truth. Humanity's dominance was forged by betrayal, tempered by experience. Celine's squadron advanced with lethal certainty. Mercy was obsolete. The age of human supremacy was not merely present, it was inevitable, unstoppable, and approaching the unknown with engines roaring. Admiral Kale watched from the bridge of the Eclipse Ascendant as alien signals pulsed across the fleet's sensors. In response to the shifting void, betrayal had once left Earth exposed, but humanity now turned uncertainty into opportunity. "Identify command nodes. Prepare strike teams," Kale ordered, his gaze unwavering. Every shadow held secrets, every signal a potential threat to crush. Tactical drones darted between vessels, mapping hidden weapons and cloaked fleets. Kyle calculated trajectories with surgical precision. Humanity's expansion was unstoppable, a storm sharpened by betrayal. The Age of Mercy was over. Human dominance extended into every star, claiming territories before enemies could even comprehend the approaching engine's roar. Lieutenant Mara's squadron approached the orbit of Lyris 9, a planet once lost to traitors. Scanners revealed buried alien technologies, ships, weapons, and strange energy cores. "This technology, it's beyond anything cataloged," Mara whispered. Betrayal had taught humanity vigilance, but the unknown always demanded respect. Mara deployed drones to interface with alien systems. Human engineers adapted in real time, overriding controls with ruthless efficiency. Every conquered system reinforced the lesson. Humanity did not negotiate. Humanity ruled. Betrayal had forged their cunning. Now, the age of human dominance stretched across the galaxy like a shadow in the stars, inevitable and absolute. Admiral Kale's fleet converged on the fragmented nebula of Therion. Each ship is a symphony of human precision. Hidden warships pulsed with energy, their designs alien and unpredictable. "We anticipate everything," Kale said, voice calm, yet edged with the weight of countless betrayals. The fleet advanced, unstoppable. Plasma volleys ignited the void as Mara's interceptors neutralized the first line of alien defenses. Unknown technologies flickered and failed against human ingenuity. Kale's mind traced every possible outcome, every contingency. Humanity had been shaped by treachery and refined by vengeance. The Age of Mercy was gone. Human dominance had begun, and every pulse of the engines echoed across the stars as a warning. The vanguard approached the heart of the Therion cluster. Shadows shifted, cloaked warships moving with eerie coordination. Lieutenant Mara's fingers danced over the control panel. Betrayal had once left humanity blind, but now every threat was calculated, every countermeasure anticipated. "Engage stealth drones. Map the cluster," she commanded. Drones illuminated hidden dreadnoughts, revealing an alien formation more complex than any before. Mara's squadron struck with surgical precision, dismantling the fleet systematically. Humanity's conquest was not chaos. It was inevitability. Betrayal had sharpened human instincts, tempered ruthlessness, and now the galaxy trembled. The age of mercy was gone. The age of human dominance had begun, and nothing would survive to challenge it. The Iron Dominion approached the Veil Rift, a region avoided even in whispered legends. Commander Celine's sensors detected vast, dormant structures hidden in the void. Betrayal had once made humanity cautious, but now curiosity demanded exploration. "Scan and map everything. No assumptions," she ordered. Shadows twisted unnaturally, a silent warning lurking in the darkness. Drones probed the colossal alien constructs. Energy readings pulsed like heartbeat echoes. This technology, millennia beyond human comprehension, defied conventional analysis. Celine's squadron advanced with deadly precision, yet unease rippled through the fleet. Humanity had conquered much, but the Veil Rift suggested that betrayal was not the only lesson. The galaxy held secrets that even human dominance had yet to face. Admiral Kale's eyes narrowed as the fleet approached the central anomaly of the rift, resonating across the void. "These signals, they're not like anything we've encountered," he muttered. Betrayal had once blinded humanity, but now it had honed their vigilance. Every pulse, every shimmer of energy hinted at a force ancient and calculating. Tactical drones revealed partial formations of dormant vessels, gigantic, intricate, and incomprehensibly old. Kale calculated strategy after strategy, yet an unnerving thought struck. Dominance alone might not suffice. Humanity had risen through betrayal, but some legacies of the galaxy were beyond human forging. The age of mercy was gone, but the age of ultimate challenge had only begun. Mara's squadron detected movement within the rift. Shadows flickered across cloaked dreadnoughts. "They're activating," Mara whispered. Betrayal had taught humanity to anticipate enemies. But this was beyond betrayal. Ancient, incomprehensible, and powerful. The stars themselves seemed to shiver. Missiles fired, but shields shimmered differently, resistant, adaptive, alien beyond any known tech. Mara's squadron adjusted instantly, finding weak points in the massive vessels. Humanity's dominance held, for now. Yet the weight of the unknown pressed down. Betrayal had shaped them into rulers, but even rulers must confront forces older than their triumphs. Admiral Kale gripped the command rail as the rift's central nexus illuminated the fleet. Their sound was drowned by the alien resonance of energy fields. Signals pulsed with intelligence, strategy, and menace. "This is not a fleet," Kale realized. "It's a living weapon, or perhaps a civilization asleep for eons." Betrayal had forged human supremacy, but this was beyond vengeance. Tactical displays flickered as the ancient vessels moved in coordinated patterns, anticipating attacks before they occurred. Kale's mind raced. Human ingenuity met ancient design. The fleet engaged cautiously, adapting with ruthless precision, yet every strike revealed more of the rift's power. The Age of Mercy had ended, and human dominance was tested against something that had survived galaxies, something humanity had never faced. Mara's squadron braced for the central confrontation. Alien dreadnoughts shifted into formation, their energy signatures radiating control over the rift. Betrayal had hardened humanity's resolve, but awe and fear coiled within the fleet. "All wings, maintain formation. Focus fire where adaptive shields are weakest," Mara commanded, voice taut with tension. Lasers and missiles struck, but the ancient vessels reacted instantly, shields morphing, weapons countering, and the void itself seeming to pulse with their will. Humanity's dominance held, barely. Betrayal had forged their ruthlessness, their unity, their precision. But now the galaxy whispered a terrifying truth. Some legacies of the stars were older, stronger, and patient. The Age of Mercy was over, yet the Age of Challenge had only begun. The Eclipse Ascendant maneuvered around a massive alien dreadnought. Admiral Kale's eyes scanned shifting energy patterns across the fleet's tactical displays. Betrayal had forged humanity's dominance, but the Veil Rift's sentinels challenged even the most seasoned commanders. Divert auxiliary power to shields. Keep drones on adaptive scan, he ordered. The stars themselves seemed to shiver under the dreadnought's aura. Missiles struck, yet adaptive shields reflected and reshaped the blasts. Mara's squadron coordinated with Kale's tactical overlays, exploiting minuscule weaknesses in the alien formations. Humanity's dominance held, but every engagement revealed the intelligence behind the ancient technology. Betrayal had honed ruthlessness. Now ingenuity would define survival. The age of mercy was gone, but the age of trial had begun. Commander Selene's fleet wove through the nebula fracture. Cloaked alien vessels moved with eerie precision, evading scans. Betrayal had once left humanity vulnerable, but experience now made every movement deliberate. Prepare phase drones. We map before they react, Selene commanded. The void shimmered with unreadable energy, alive with ancient intent. Drones streamed in, weaving through electromagnetic interference, exposing vessels previously hidden. Selene's fingers flew across the control panel, adjusting attack vectors with surgical precision. Humanity's supremacy was not untested. It was being measured. Each successful strike reinforced ruthlessness, each adaptive maneuver sharpened instincts. Mercy was dead. Dominance now required brilliance. Mara's squadron engaged a cluster of massive dreadnoughts. Energy pulses rippled through the void, shielding alien vessels in adaptive fields. "They anticipate us," Mara muttered. Betrayal had taught foresight. Now, instinct and intellect would be tested. The galaxy trembled at the collision of human and ancient power. Missiles and plasma fire met shields that shifted with calculated precision. Mara adjusted trajectories instantly, exploiting subtle structural weaknesses. Humanity's dominance held, yet every victory was tempered with realization. The Veil Rift's guardians were not merely weapons. They were intelligent, strategic, and patient. The age of human supremacy was at a tipping point. Admiral Kale's fleet formed an unbroken line before the Rift's central nexus, a symphony of anticipation. Sensors revealed the alien dreadnoughts communicating in bursts of incomprehensible energy patterns. "We've underestimated them," Kale said quietly. Betrayal had forged a strategy, but now survival demanded innovation beyond any previous conquest. Drones interfaced with alien networks, scanning for exploitable patterns. Tactical data flowed like fire across the fleet, each commander adapting instantly. Humanity's dominance remained, but the ancient threat forced every mind to its limits. The Age of Mercy had ended long ago, but the Age of Human Resilience, tested against unimaginable power, had truly begun. Mara's squadron prepared for the first direct assault on the Rift's core defenses. Shadows of massive alien dreadnoughts loomed, pulsating with alien energy. Betrayal had once shaped humanity's ruthlessness. Now it would shape ingenuity. Engage adaptive countermeasures. Focus fire sequentially, she commanded. The void itself seemed alive, waiting. Plasma and missiles collided with morphing shields, sparks of energy cascading across the battlefield. Humanity's precision met ancient intelligence, each strike calculated, each maneuver countered. Yet, with every engagement, humans adapted faster, learning, evolving. The Age of Mercy had ended. The Age of Dominance was underway. But the galaxy now whispered that supremacy would demand more than vengeance. It would demand evolution. The Iron Dominion pierced the outer defenses of the Veil Rift's central sector. Commander Selene's sensors pulsed with erratic energy readings, alien formations shifting with uncanny foresight. Betrayal had once demanded ruthlessness. Now it demanded instinct. Predictive algorithms online. Intercept vector calculations at max, she ordered. The void seemed to bend around unseen intelligence. Drones darted like swarms of fire, exposing cloaked vessels and hidden weapon arrays. Selene's fleet struck with precision, yet every success revealed deeper layers of adaptive alien strategy. Humanity's dominance held, but each victory came at a cost: mental strain, ship damage, and the gnawing realization that the Veil Rift's guardians were learning, evolving, and anticipating human ruthlessness. Admiral Kale's command ship adjusted its formation. Massive dreadnoughts moved in synchronized patterns, flanking the human fleet with preternatural intelligence. "They're predicting our moves," Kale murmured, voice tense but resolute. Betrayal had sharpened human strategy, but the galaxy now tested every lesson learned, every tactic honed through centuries of conquest. Human engineers interfaced with adaptive alien networks mid-battle, rerouting energy flows and countering shields. Each strike required instantaneous calculation, every movement a gamble. Humanity's dominance persisted, yet the Veil Rift's defenders were more than ships. They were strategy incarnate. The age of mercy was gone. The age of human supremacy now teetered on the knife edge of evolution and survival. Mara's squadron pursued a cluster of Leviathan-class vessels deep into the rift. Cloaked tendrils of energy laced the void, interference masking their approach. Betrayal had once demanded vigilance. Now, adaptability was life or death. "Activate counter-interference arrays. Scan for weak nodes," Mara ordered, her heart pounding as the fleet advanced. Missiles flared. Plasma arcs ripped through morphing shields, and drones probed every shadow. Humanity's precision met alien intelligence at every turn. Each victory revealed more complexity, patterns within patterns, calculations beyond human intuition. The stars themselves seemed to watch, silent witnesses to a dominance that might yet be challenged. The age of mercy was dead, but dominance required cunning, adaptability, and ruthlessness refined anew. Admiral Kale's eyes followed multiple anomalies across the tactical map, as his fleet adjusted to sudden gravitational distortions. "They're weaponizing the rift itself," he realized. Betrayal had once taught caution, but this was a force beyond experience. The void shimmered with alien menace, every move a test of human ingenuity. Ships maneuvered in perfect synchrony, countering energy pulses and adaptive weapons. Each strike was planned with surgical precision, but casualties mounted. Humanity's dominance remained, yet the Veil Rift had forced evolution, strategy tempered by intelligence, ruthlessness married to rapid innovation. The Age of Mercy had ended, but even supremacy could be threatened by forces older than humanity itself. Mara's squadron braced for a direct assault on the Rift's core. Cloaked Leviathan dreadnoughts shifted positions, their energy pulsing like sentient hearts. Betrayal had once honed human ruthlessness. Now, adaptability was survival. "Engage all weapons, but maintain adaptive countermeasures," Mara commanded. The void seemed to hold its breath. Lasers carved paths through morphing shields, missiles detonated with precise timing, and drones interfaced with alien systems mid-flight. Humanity's dominance was tested at every moment. Betrayal had forged strategy, vengeance had sharpened instinct, but now the galaxy demanded evolution. The age of human supremacy was underway, yet even rulers could learn that dominance in the stars was never absolute. The Iron Dominion plunged into the Rift's core sector. Commander Selene's sensors detected shifting energy fields, alien vessels adapting faster than expected. Betrayal had once demanded ruthlessness. Now, every decision required instantaneous calculation. "Maintain formation. Focus fire on weak points identified," she ordered. The stars themselves seemed to pulse with alien intelligence. Drones darted, scanning adaptive shields and energy conduits. Selene's fleet struck with deadly precision, yet each maneuver revealed new complexities. Humanity's dominance held, but every engagement exacted a cost: lives, engines, and the mental strain of anticipating a force older than their history. The age of mercy was dead. The age of survival and adaptation had begun. Admiral Kale's flagship pivoted under sudden gravitational distortion. Alien dreadnoughts formed new patterns, predicting human movements with terrifying accuracy. "They're learning faster than we can adjust," Kale muttered. Betrayal had once forged cunning, but now even centuries of experience seemed inadequate. Every star in the rift whispered a silent warning. Human fleets executed split-second maneuvers, countering energy pulses and adaptive defenses. Tactical AI recalculated attack vectors mid-flight. Humanity's dominance persisted, but the Veil Rift's guardians were more than vessels. They were intelligent adversaries, shaping the battlefield itself. The age of mercy was gone. The age of dominance had collided with the age of unimaginable challenge. Mara's squadron engaged a Leviathan dreadnought cluster. Energy pulses warped space, creating deadly interference zones. Betrayal had once demanded vigilance, but now survival required evolution. "Keep adaptive shields at full capacity. Target energy nodes sequentially," Mara commanded. The void itself trembled under the immense power of the alien formation. Missiles and plasma fire clashed with shields that shifted unpredictably. Every strike required recalculation mid-flight. Humanity's precision kept the fleet alive, but casualties mounted. Betrayal had shaped ruthlessness, but the Veil Rift demanded ingenuity. The age of mercy had ended. The age of human dominance was being tested, stretched to its limits against an intelligence older than any human mind could fully grasp. Admiral Kale watched the Rift's core pulse with alien energy. As new dreadnoughts emerged, their formation perfectly anticipated human tactics. "They're predicting the patterns of our assaults," Kale said grimly. Betrayal had taught adaptability, but this intelligence operated on a scale humanity had never encountered. Drones interfaced with alien energy networks, probing for vulnerabilities. Human ingenuity and ruthlessness collided with ancient, calculated strategy. Every ship, every strike, every decision became a fight for supremacy. Humanity's dominance remained, yet the galaxy whispered a chilling truth. Even rulers could face forces that demanded evolution beyond vengeance. The age of mercy was gone. Survival demanded brilliance. Mara's squadron prepared for a decisive strike on the Rift's central dreadnought. Energy pulses warped the void, threatening to collapse smaller vessels. Betrayal had forged a strategy. Now ingenuity and instinct were the only shields against annihilation. "Engage adaptive countermeasures. Focus all fire sequentially," Mara ordered. The stars seemed to recoil from the approaching storm. Lasers carved paths through morphing shields, missiles detonated with exact timing, and drones interfaced with alien systems in mid-flight. Humanity's dominance persisted, but the ancient intelligence pushed back with every maneuver, every pulse. The age of mercy was over. The age of human supremacy was under trial, tested by forces older, larger, and smarter than any human fleet had ever faced. The Iron Dominion skirted a cluster of collapsing star fragments, alien energy pulsing around them. Commander Celine's tactical displays flickered with interference. Betrayal had once forged ruthlessness. Now, adaptability determined survival. "Divert all power to shields. Maintain formation," she ordered. The void seemed alive, resisting human encroachment. Drones weaved through the chaos, mapping hidden weapons and cloaked dreadnoughts. Each strike revealed new alien strategies, and each success carried a heavy cost. Humanity's dominance remained, but even the most experienced crews felt the sting of uncertainty. The age of mercy had ended. The age of survival had begun, tested against intelligence far older than humanity itself. Admiral Kale observed energy pulses emanating from the Rift's core. Alien dreadnoughts adapted faster than predicted, their patterns morphing mid-combat. "They anticipate our tactics," he muttered. Betrayal had honed human precision, but the Veil Rift demanded more ingenuity beyond calculation. Human fleets recalculated attack vectors in real time. Drones interfaced with alien systems mid-flight, while plasma volleys struck adaptive shields. Each strike was measured, each maneuver critical. Humanity's dominance persisted, yet the scale of intelligence they faced suggested a force beyond conquest. Mercy was gone. Survival required evolution and ruthless ingenuity. Mara's squadron approached a Leviathan-class dreadnought, its energy field rippling with adaptive complexity. Betrayal had once sharpened their instincts, but this was beyond anticipation. "Focus fire on energy nodes, maintain adaptive shields," Mara commanded, voice taut with tension. The void shimmered with alien intelligence. Missiles and plasma collided with morphing shields, sparks illuminating the blackness. Every maneuver demanded split-second recalculations. Humanity's dominance held, but losses mounted. Betrayal had forged ruthlessness, yet the Veil Rift forced ingenuity to evolve with every pulse of alien energy. The age of human supremacy was being tested at its limits. Admiral Kale's flagship braced under a pulse of concentrated energy, warping the surrounding void, threatening to shake the hull. "They're weaponizing the rift itself," he realized, voice grim. Betrayal had once demanded precision. Now, every strategy had to confront forces beyond comprehension. Tactical drones interfaced with alien networks, recalculating shields, countering energy pulses, and predicting movements. Humanity's dominance endured, yet each engagement revealed the depth of alien intelligence. The age of mercy had ended, but the age of survival, of adaptation against a galaxy older than memory, had truly begun. Mara's squadron launched the final wave toward the Rift's central dreadnought cluster. Energy ripples distorted the void, disorienting human sensors. Betrayal had forged ruthlessness. Now, courage and ingenuity would define life or death. Engage all countermeasures. Focus sequentially on the core nodes, Mara commanded, determination hardening her voice. Missiles, lasers, and drones struck with surgical precision. Morphing shields strained and adapted, but human tactics evolved in real time. Casualties mounted, yet dominance persisted. Betrayal had created rulers. Now survival demanded evolution. The age of mercy was gone, and human supremacy faced the ultimate test against forces older, wiser, and far more relentless than any had imagined. The Eclipse Ascendant advanced into the heart of the rift. Alien dreadnoughts formed impossible geometries, their adaptive energy fields warping space around them. Admiral Kale gritted his teeth. Betrayal had forged human ruthlessness, but now strategy alone might not suffice. "All wings maintain formation and prepare for simultaneous strike," he commanded. Drones streamed forward, probing shields and data matrices with deadly precision. Missiles followed, plasma seared the void, yet alien vessels adapted instantly, countering each attack. Humanity's dominance persisted, but every victory revealed another layer of intelligence, another test. The age of mercy had ended, and the age of survival demanded brilliance beyond what betrayal had taught. Mara's squadron weaved between gravitational distortions and energy tendrils. Leviathan-class vessels pulsed with alien intellect. "They're predicting every vector," Mara muttered. Betrayal had trained instinct. Now survival required split-second ingenuity. The stars themselves seemed to vibrate under the pressure of unseen calculations. Missiles detonated against morphing shields. Drones interfaced mid-flight with alien networks, and lasers carved openings in the energy field. Humanity adapted instantly, exploiting every anomaly, every miscalculation. Dominance persisted, but the Veil Rift's guardians forced evolution with every engagement. The age of human supremacy was being pushed to its limits, and every pulse of engines echoed the fragility of victory. Kale's fleet confronted a central nexus of dreadnoughts. their energy pulsing with alien precision. Betrayal had once demanded ruthlessness. Now ingenuity, coordination, and endurance were tested simultaneously. Focus all fire on synchronized nodes. Deploy countermeasure drones immediately, Kyle commanded. The void shimmered like a living battlefield. Human strikes collided with adaptive shields. Each victory revealed a new layer of alien strategy, forcing instant recalculations. Casualties mounted, yet coordination kept the fleet alive. Humanity's dominance persisted, but the Veil Rift's intelligence was relentless, adaptive, and ancient. The Age of Mercy was gone. Supremacy was now measured by endurance, ingenuity, and evolution. Mara's squadron braced for the opening of a colossal energy conduit. Shadows of dreadnoughts loomed like titans. Betrayal had forged instinct. Now intuition and rapid adaptation defined life and death. Target the energy conduits. Synchronize drone strikes with missile salvo, she ordered. The stars pulsed with anticipation. Plasma arcs carved paths through morphing shields, drones interfaced with alien networks, and every strike forced the enemy to adapt instantly. Humanity's dominance was tested to the edge. Betrayal had honed ruthlessness, but the Rift demanded evolution. Rapid, precise, and merciless. The age of human supremacy teetered on the edge of an unknown ancient force. Kale's flagship and Mara's squadrons converged on the Rift's central nexus. Alien dreadnoughts moved with preternatural intelligence, anticipating human tactics. They're not just reacting, they're calculating ahead, Kale whispered. Betrayal had created rulers, but this intelligence demanded more: adaptation, precision, and ruthless ingenuity beyond experience. Missiles, lasers, and drones engaged in a symphony of destruction and counteraction. Morphing shields flared, energy conduits pulsed, and tactical displays danced with incoming threats. Humanity's dominance persisted, but the Veil Rift had forced evolution in every commander, every pilot, every ship. The Age of Mercy was gone. The Age of Human Supremacy faced its ultimate crucible, where strategy, ruthlessness, and ingenuity alone could dictate survival. The Iron Dominion and Mara's squadrons entered the Rift's central vortex. Alien dreadnoughts moved in impossible formations, their energy pulsing like a heartbeat older than human memory. Betrayal had forged ruthlessness, but now every instinct, every algorithm, every human decision was pushed to the limit. All wings, execute synchronized strike. No deviation, Commander Celine ordered, voice taut with intensity. Missiles flared, plasma arcs ignited, and drones interfaced with alien networks mid-flight. Morphing shields adapted instantly, forcing humanity to adjust in real time. Casualties mounted, yet each calculated strike carved paths of dominance. The Age of Mercy was gone. The Age of Human Supremacy confronted a force that tested every skill humanity had honed through betrayal, war, and conquest. Admiral Kale's flagship engaged the Rift's central dreadnought cluster. Energy pulses warped space, threatening to tear smaller vessels apart. Focus on the synchronized nodes, Kale commanded. Betrayal had trained ruthlessness. Now, adaptation defined survival. The stars themselves seemed to quiver under the immense power. Lasers and missiles collided with shifting shields, energy arcs dancing unpredictably. Human fleets recalculated instantaneously, exploiting microgaps in alien defense patterns. Humanity's dominance persisted, yet the intelligence behind the Veil Rift's fleet was relentless, forcing commanders to evolve tactics mid-battle. Mercy was dead. Supremacy now required relentless ingenuity. Mara's squadron pushed toward the Rift's energy nexus. Shadows of Leviathan-class dreadnoughts loomed like living titans. Target energy conduits. Synchronize every drone strike, Mara commanded. Betrayal had sharpened ruthlessness. Now, intuition and coordination would decide survival. Missiles tore through adaptive shields, drones interfaced with alien networks mid-flight, and plasma arcs carved precise openings. Humanity's dominance held, but the Rift's guardians adapted with terrifying speed. Each victory was temporary, and every maneuver tested limits. The age of human supremacy hung on the razor's edge, survival dependent on evolution, precision, and ruthless coordination. The final assault commenced. Admiral Kale's fleet and Mara's squadrons coordinated a synchronized strike against the central dreadnoughts. Alien energy pulsed unpredictably, warping the void. "This is the decisive strike. No hesitation," Kale commanded. Betrayal had honed human ruthlessness. Now, ultimate precision would decide the galaxy's fate. Missiles detonated. Plasma arcs seared through adaptive shields, and drones interfaced with alien intelligence mid-conflict. Ships moved like living organisms, reacting instantly to every alien adaptation. Humanity's dominance remained, but the cost was staggering. The Age of Mercy had ended. The age of human supremacy was being carved into the stars with fire, steel, and unyielding willpower. The Veil Rift's final defenses collapsed under coordinated human assault. Shadows of ancient dreadnoughts flickered and fell. Mara's squadron and Kale's flagship advanced through the void, triumphant yet battered. Betrayal had forged rulers. Now victory demanded endurance, intellect, and ruthlessness perfected. "The Rift is ours," Kale declared, voice echoing across the fleet. Humanity stood at the center of a conquered galaxy. The stars bore the scars of war, yet the message was clear. Betrayal had forged us into rulers, mercy was obsolete, and human dominance had only begun. Every fleet, every engine pulse, every weapon discharged resonated as a warning to the galaxy. The age of humanity was eternal, unchallenged, and carved in fire across the cosmos. The end. Thank you for watching AstroMyths. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic sci-fi tales, cosmic mysteries, and mind-bending myths. And if you like this story or have a myth, mystery, or galaxy you'd like us to explore, drop your ideas in the comments. We're always listening. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars and your mind open to the unknown.